What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 6-2 Beer Reviews. Today we're checking out another beer from Fait Brewing Company out of Nashville, Tennessee, local to me. This is a Hazy Pale Ale from them called Minor Spectacle. I am super stoked to check this one out. They're big fans of Hazy Pale Ales. I've seen them just on the socials. Honestly, it's been too long since we've reviewed a Fait beer, but I just noticed, I'm scrolling through on Instagram, they're doing a lot of Hazy Pale Ale, so they love this style. I personally love this style, so I'm excited to check this out. This one is dry hopped with Citra and NZ Cascade, or New Zealand Cascade. Comes in at 5.3% ABV, and let's see. No can date on the can, but I do know they put it like on the carriers. I think it was canned on May 27th, which would put us right around 3 weeks old time recording. Again, I love their label art. Very cool stuff. Something about it, I love it. So, I have had one Hazy Pale from them on draft before. I remember pretty much losing my mind over it. This thing is filled to the brim. Love to see that. Let's dive in, man. I'm excited. This is pouring light and looks awesome. Looks a little bit like less milky than the last pale ale I remember having from them. So we'll see. Hopefully at least the like body and mouthfeel is somewhat similar to that. But I mean, it looks awesome. Looks the part of a hazy pale ale. Not too much head there. Usually this glass that I use, bullet tulip glass, doesn't generate too much head for whatever reason. What is there is trying to stick around a little bit. But yeah, the beer itself is glowing. Just really nice hazy lemonade nearing like orange juice color to it. Looks nice. Yeah, let's check out the aroma. I'm excited, man. Like I said, been way too long since we've reviewed a Fait beer. Okay, not a huge aroma. It is 5.3%, we said, right? But right off the rip, I get this little bit of like honeydew melon character mixed with some like malty grains, a little bready. Yeah, melon, a little bit of stone fruit, like peach, like white peach. Maybe a little bit of lemon coming through too. Like lemon juice more than like a citrus peel. I could see some like grapefruit too, like what are those? I think like white grapefruit. Isn't that a thing? Yeah, I could see that. New Zealand Cascade, so it's not like super pine forward, but some of that like grapefruit that I tend to sometimes get with Cascade is kind of there. Yeah, it smells nice. Shoot, just totally lost my train of thought. I was gonna say 5.3%, so not a huge aroma, but it smells pretty nice. So I'm excited to check it out. Cheers, y'all. What is that? I like that. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm just gonna go back in another sip here. First thing I notice, body wise, I'd say like medium, nearing medium light. Definitely has a little bit different mouthfeel than the last Hazy Pale that I had, which that was over a year ago. So obviously batches can change. Maybe they're going for something a little different. If they watch this at all, go back to whatever y'all were doing with that one pale ale that I had. That was what was that called? Dodging Buoys, I think is what it was called. That beer was phenomenal. One of the better pale ales that I've had. Period. Um, this is still nice. I like the taste that comes through. Body is a little bit on the light side. But sometimes I want that with a pale ale. I don't want something that's going to be like super heavy. I mean, this is like definition of a summer crusher. If you're not drinking lagers, you want something a little more hoppier. This is what you want. Juicy, but it has this bready element to it. Some of that like honeydew comes through on the taste from the nose. Yeah, honeydew, like floral, a little bit of citrus peel, and that lemon juice that I mentioned. Not too much like bitterness. This is very like juice forward beer, but it at the same time it like kind of hangs around on your palate, not like in a bitter way, but in just like a juicy way, I guess. Yeah, listen, this is solid. Not but Fate Force, if I'm being honest, like I said, been way too long since I've reviewed something from them. They are, in my personal opinion, one of the better breweries in Nashville. I have not had a bad beer from them. They do tons of styles. They're very, as they say on the can, we are predominantly inspired by Belgian style beers. So they do Belgian beers very well. But I'm telling you, the hazy stuff that they put out, the West Coast stuff that they put out, is really good. I need to review more of them, um, and I think their distro is getting a little more out there, a little more variety. So, which is really fun to see because it's their hours are weird and it's hard. It's a hard location for me to get to all the time. Um, But yeah, this is solid. Solid. I mean, it's a hazy pale ale. If you like hazy pale ales, you're probably going to enjoy this beer. Definitely a little bit more on the like maltier side. Um, Not like super hop forward. Um, a little bit dialed back with the hops here, but it's a crusher. I only picked up one can, but I wouldn't mind having a 4 pack of this. So rating wise, I think I'm gonna go straight up 4.1 with this. Just a solid pale ale. I love it. So I'm gonna go crush the rest of this. If y'all have had this beer or anything from Fait La Force, let me know down in the comments. If not, you happen to be in Nashville, go check them out. It's a great, one of my favorite tap rooms in Nashville. Seriously, great downtown view, cool outdoor spot, and the inside just has this vibe to it that I love. Great people there, awesome spot. So go check them out if you haven't. That's all I got this time, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.